Hey everyone, welcome to the pre-battle Crusade stats info. First, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our Death Guard. The order of battle, they've won one battle. Won one battle. And they did end up changing their plague a little bit. Hopefully you'll see that in the video. It is now the Hemorrhaging Diseased Gross. That cost them one virulence point. It looks like they've also increased their supply limit. They now have the Oblivious Invasion. They're part of the Terminus Est Assault Force. And they have one requisition point left. For this battle, we're going to see the same squad that went up against the Custodes since they did so well. We've got Ignis the Worm, Virus, Fogoil Squad, and the first Poxwalker. The stats really haven't changed all that much since the first battle. Ignis the Worm is still got his Twin Plague Spewer, his Warlord trait is Shamble Rot, Relic Infected Remains, and he does have the upgrade on his weapon of Acidic Malady. He's won one battle, he's fought in a battle, he's survived a battle, he has killed somebody, one squad with a ranged weapon. We should probably go back and actually look at the requisition log. So when the Crusade was declared, we increased the supply limit, got a Warlord trait for Ignis, Relic for Ignis, and Weapon Enchantment for Ignis. And then at the Battle of Nameless, the Poxwalkers decimated the Custodes, giving us another 2 requisition point. We increased the supply limit again, and then also had to spend a requisition point for the Virulent Adaptations, which also cost us a Virulence point to change up our custom plague. The agendas for this battle are going to be turn their hope to rot, same one way you used against the Custodes. They pick the highest power level, and they've got to kill it. Whoever kills it gets 3 experience, and we also get a virulence point if they pull that off. Going back to the people, we've got Virus Maggot Pulp. So it turns out you're actually supposed to assign 2 psychic powers to Malignant Plague Casters instead of just the one. So when he got upgraded into the Terminus X, they slapped him upside the back of the head and said, you need to learn one more, and he chose Miasma plus Pestilence. He's fought in a battle, survived a battle, and he has 1 XP. Fogoil Squad has a Blight Launcher, a Flail, an Icon, a Melta. They fought in a battle, but they did not survive in the battle. Marked for greatness once, because we wanted to see what was going to happen with them. So now their total XP is up to 4. They're almost to the first ones to cross the squad, or cross that Rubicon. First Poxwalkers, 5 power level. Even though they've destroyed 2 units in the battle they fought and survived, they don't get any experience for it because they are a horde. So no experience at all for them. And then the notes on the battle for Nameless: destroyed a squad of Custody guards and the shield captain, all by their little lonesome. Going over to the Space Marine squad, or the Space Marine side of this battle, we've got the Septimus Expedition. They're Ultramarines. Obviously, they've got Oblivious Invasion involved. We're going to see Tauron, Heavy, Cyrus, and Proxy deploy out onto this battle. For the requisition log, they declared the requisition, giving them 5 requisition points. We gave a Warlord trait to Tauron, a Relic, the Burning Blade, to Tauron, a Relic for Titus, the Reliquary, and we increased the supply limit, so they're down to 1 requisition point going into this battle. The agenda they're going to be picking is Angels of Death. This is where they have to completely table the enemy. There can't be anything left. And if they pull that off, every unit involved gets 3 experience points. Tauron Corvarius, I'll eventually learn how to pronounce the names I made up. He's got the Relic Shield, the Heavy Bolt Pistol. His Warlord trait is Paragon of War. We gave him the Burning Blade. And he's ready to go. Heavy squad. Alright, for that squad, they're all running the Executioner Heavy Bolters, or the Executioner Bolter, and then the Executioner Heavy Bolter. They haven't fought anything, so this will be their first one. Then we go to Cyrus. The Sergeant of the Cyrus Blades has the Neo Volklight pistol. The rest of them have heavy bolt pistols. And then our Proximus Firestrike Servo has twin accelerator cannons. And that will be the stats going into our first battle. Okay, everyone. So before the next battle and at the end of the first battle, we should have done this. We're going to go ahead and do the virulent adaptations, spending 1 requisition point and our 1 virulent point that we got. And it's going to be to change up the terminus on our custom plague, because I don't like that decontamination. I want it to be a little bit harder for our guys to actually do anything, especially with where they already have to be within 3 inches. Not moving during their movement phase isn't a big deal. So we'll be re-rolling it. And let me see, do we have to be stuck with the same one? I'm going to say no, because the whole point is to change it. So, 2, gross. At the end of your turn, roll 1d6 for each contaminated enemy unit that suffered casualties this turn, subtracting 2, the unit that being rolled for was contaminated this turn. On a 2-up, it's no longer contaminated. Not as good, but yeah, we'll go with that. And now we're going to decide which combat patrol mission we're going to be doing for this first battle. Rolling in d6. Number 5, run them down. So on page 28 and 29, in the aftermath of a brutal assault, the attacker maintains their momentum to hunt down a retreating enemy and defeat them entirely. So the assault rules, we have assault stratagems that we can use. Spear thrust during the battle rounds 1 and 2, add 1 to the attacker's advance and charge rolls. Hold the line during the battle rounds 1 and 2. The defender can use the fire overwatch stratagem without spending any command points. Each time the combat attrition test is taken for a unit in the defender's army, it can ignore any modifiers. If it could already ignore modifiers, it automatically passes. For our mission objectives, we've got taken hold. At the end of each player's command phase, the player whose turn it is scores 4 victory points for each objective marker they control, scoring an additional 4 points if they control the objective marker in their opponent's deployment zone, for a maximum of 20 points. Wow. And then overrun, if the player has a unit wholly within their opponent's deployment zone at the end of the battle, that player scores 10 victory points. Victor's bonus, a unit from the victor's army that destroyed the most enemy units during the battle gains 3 additional experience points. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for attacker or defender. Now to see what our mysterious objective markers and our battlefield twist is for the irradiated wasteland in this first phase. So, battlefield twist. Number 1, so we have red zone. Each time an attack targets an enemy unit, unless all models of that unit are wholly within the area terrain feature, subtract 1 from toughness characteristics of that model in that unit for that attack. Ouch. And here we have our battlefield for this mission. You have the defender deploying out over here. That was the attacker. The defender deploying over here. We have our 4 objective markers. And now we'll roll to see who's attacker, who's defender. So, as you can probably guess by dice color, who's going who. And the Space Marines win. They will actually call to be defender, just because the story for this mission is going to be, as part of the first invasion, Ignis is out to try and stop an Ultramarine group from setting up a fortification and to test out the new plague. So they're going to be striking out on that. And I will see you after deployment. And deployment is complete. We see some Plague Marines hold up against that wall. Some Poxwalkers all out in front with Ignis the Worm and various, I can't remember his last name because it's too damn late, set up to try and sprint on over to where we have the Cyrus Blades hiding underneath this, and Tauron and the proxy servo turret standing there to defend the way, and the 5 heavy intercessors hold up against that wall because of the rad that's taking over the war space. And now we'll see who goes first. Rolling off. Wow. And it's already begun. And Death Guard will take turn 1. Okay. At the command phase for Death Guard, we're going to see them go up to 4 command points. And nothing else really happening. So we'll go ahead and get into the movement phase. So we are definitely going to be running the Poxwalkers. Only getting 1 inch. We will be spending the 1 command point already to see if we can get those to advance out. There we go. For an extra 5 inches. So now they move 9. And then, okay, for the mysterious objectives, in case anybody actually wants to use it, Death Guard will be taking this one, Space Marines will be taking that one. So, the 9-inch movement for the Poxwalkers, there we go. Now, I realized I made a mistake in deployment for the Death Guard side. As much as it would be nice to have these Plague Marines run up here, they need to come back here and secure this objective. So they're basically just going to jump through the wall and come on over here. You know what? He's going to run too, just to keep up. Oh yeah, no, he's just fine. Then the worm, or oh yeah, with the 6, he's just fine. At the end of turn 1 movement, we made a mistake while deploying the Plague Marines. As you know, instead of over there, we should have deployed them under there to secure the objective, so we fixed that. Then everybody up here ran so that they could start just killing some Space Marines. They all did decent charges. We only had to re-roll that 1. And now we go into Psychic phase. So, Psychic phase, we are going to start off with the Gift of Plagues, Warp Charge 6. He's going to try and increase the plague range on our Lord Pestilent Ignis. Oh no. Yeah, no. So we're dropping down to 2 command points to re-roll that. There we go. So it does go off, so that increases his 6 inches. So now it's a 7-inch, which isn't much now, but we'll see what happens once we get those Cyrus Blades there. Then we're also going to do Miasma of Pestilence. And we'll put it on the Poxwalkers. And that goes off as well. So now these guys are -1 to hit. And we then go into the shooting phase. Okay, for the shooting phase, we are going to have 4 Goyle Squad since they just moved and did not run. So they'll be the only ones shooting. They will take some pot shots over here at the heavy intercessors. So, first we've got the Blight Launcher hitting on 3s. Both hit. Wounding, so it would be Strength 6 versus Toughness 5, so it's still wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1 because it is a plague weapon. So both wound at -2. The heavy intercessors have a 3-up save. So it's now a 5-up save. 5-up save from the heavy intercessors. They get +1 from cover, so 4-up save. And like a boss, the Space Marines just say nope. Then we've got, let's see, melta gun, they don't have range. Plasma gun on the sergeant does. So we will overcharge it. No, we won't overcharge it. There's no reason to risk that quite yet. So 1 dice. Hits. Does not wound. And let's see, bolt guns. The bolt guns do have it. And we've got the icon with the bolt gun. So just the icon. All right. So 1 bolt gun. Does not hit. And that is it for Death Guard shooting phase. Because, well, we didn't expect much anyways. Then we go ahead and go into charging phase. And because everybody ran, that is it for Death Guard turn 1. We'll go to Space Marine turn 1. Okay, Space Marine turn 1. We've got Cyrus Blades hiding out in the building. Taron standing next to that servo turret. And our heavy intercessors chilling out over there. Command phase, they go up to 4 points. Okay, for movement, we will actually go ahead and see those Cyrus Blades move out first. They have a 6-inch movement. You know what? Nope. The Space Marines are actually going to hold, much like the Space Marines they are, and force these guys to come at them. Especially seeing how his Shamble Rot is now 7 inches. We do not want to get into that too early. So, that's it for movement phase. After what can only be described as a most splendid movement phase, where things just could not be kept up with, we have our Space Marines getting ready for their shooting. So, first thing we're going to see shooting actually is our heavy squad. They did not take too kindly to Full Goyle squad trying to shoot at them. So they are going to go ahead and shoot. We have 4 with the Executioner bolt rifle. Heavy 1. We got 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Oh, all but 1. We'll take that. And then that is strength 5 versus the Full Goyle squad, toughness 5. Most of them are within the terrain feature, so we're going to say that they aren't the -1. So hitting on 4s. Wow. That's even if we did give them that's rough. Okay, so then we've got the Executioner Heavy Bolter hitting on 3s because we didn't move, not near the captain, so we can't reroll 1s. Wounding on 4s, nothing. So our heavy bolt rifle did Jack Diddley against the Plague Marines. So we will take it to the Cyrus Blades with the 2 heavy bolt pistols and the Neolite or Neovoltic. So heavy bolt pistols shooting into Poxwalkers. Now the Poxwalkers will have the -1 because they are not wholly within a terrain feature. Hitting on 3s. They are core, so re-rolling 1s. Wow. Just Wow. Okay. Then the Neovolt. 2 shots. Rerolling the 1, thankfully. Cool. 6. So with the Neovolt, that does 1 mortal wound. So we've got 1 mortal wound on top of everything else. Strength 5 versus toughness 3. And nothing. So the mortal wound, we deal with on a 6-up. No! And one of these shambling horrors, we don't like this guy, dies. I shouldn't say shambling horrors because that's not 40k, but hey, why not? Okay, then we go to our brave captain. Captain Toron, what are you going to do with your heavy bolt pistol? He is going to shoot also into the Poxwalkers. So, hitting on 2s. Hits, wounding on 3s, because strength 4, and they have a -1 because of the irradiated Westland. Does hit, -1 on AP, so it goes through. On a 6-up, no, another Poxwalker dies. Here, Bob, go join your friends. Okay, so we finally start to actually see bodies hit the floor. And then we get our really fun thing. So, the servo turret. Shooting into our good friends, the Poxwalkers. We're just strolling down the lane to go for it. They get 6 shots. It is not core, so no re-rolling. Hitting on 3s. Come on, do it. They're right there. They're just right there, standing in the open. Wow, really? Not even 1s. Just 2s. Okay, strength 7, so we are wounding on 2s. We still get a 1. So that is -1. Does a Poxwalker die? Yes, he does. So we have seen 3 Poxwalkers go down in a shooting phase that was pretty rough. Pretty rough for the Space Marines. Apparently, the Death Guard showing up has had a lot more of an effect on our poor Space Marines. And without any charging, because that is just a long charge that we don't want to deal with. Let's see, why not? Check it out. Oh, you know what? It doesn't hurt to declare the charge because Poxwalkers can't shoot back. So, looking for a 10. Nope. Okay. And that will be it for turn 1, Space Marines. And we'll go to turn 2, Death Guard. Turn 2, Death Guard. They will get 8 victory points. So we'll just go ahead and do 2. There we go. Because they control this objective and this objective. Then they get 1 command point back. And that will be it. We will go to movement phase. So the Poxwalkers will just do their 4 inches. A Lord of Virulence is just going to move up here and put Infected Remains here. And our good friend here will move up there, and they will stay the same. At the end of the movement phase, you see our good Plague Marines just stay where they're at. Our Poxwalkers shambled forward, as well as our Lord of Virulence and Malignant Plaguecaster. And it looks like Sirius Blades, the Servo Strike Turret, and the Captain are going to be having some visitors, while the Heavy Intercessors seem to be doing just fine up there. And now we go into psychic phase. So we're going to see much of the same probably, except it'll be Gift of Plagues going on to, of course, Ignis the Worm. That was almost super Gift of Plagues. So the aura effects were at 1 inch now that we're on turn 2, which might help if I turn the magical dice of time to turn 2. It's now 3 inches, which now puts this at 9 inches away from him. Then we are going to do some smiting. Smiting! And it does go off. The Cirrus Blades are the nearest units, dealing 3 mortal wounds. Oof. This is just not going well for the Space Marines. Yeah, not good at all. So with 3 mortal wounds, the Cirrus Blades have taken their first wound, and it will be this gentleman here. And he is completely poofed off the table. Probably should have brought a librarian. But thematically, this was supposed to be a surprise. So, hey, surprise! And now we go into shooting phase. So turn 2 shooting phase. We will go ahead and start off with the Blight Launcher, doing their little best to try and knock some heavy intercessors down. They hit. Do they wound on a 3? They do wound. And we're looking for some 4-up saves because they are in cover. Oh no. Both go through. And that's 2 damage each. And the heavy intercessors have 3 wounds. So one of our heavy intercessors just went poof as well. It's just really not looking good for the Space Marines. Okay. Then we've got the bolt gun. And that misses. Okay. Then we go to the Malignant Pele caster. Oh, plasma gun. Sorry. Plasma gun. Hits. Not overcharging. Does wound. The -1. Oh, -3. Ouchie. So, turns into -2 with the cover. Needing that 5-up. That does not save. And the plasma gun does 1 wound. So another one of our esteemed heavy intercessors is starting to feel the love. Okay. We then go to our good friend Virus. He has a bolt pistol, 12-inch range. Let's see if he's got it. Oh, yeah. Unlike other people, he really does have 12 inches. With the 2, he does not hit, though. And then we go to our good friend Ignis the Worm. So his Twin Plague Spewer, 2d6. So 4 shots, automatically hitting. Strength 5. Now, are they within 9 inches? They are just barely. Sorry, bad camera view. So they have -1 to toughness. So this is strength 5 versus toughness. Toughness 3. Oh no, this plague is huge. Okay, here we go. Looking for 3s. Wow, only 1. And that has an AP of -2 because of acidic malady. So they go to a 4-up invuln. To which they say, haha, funny, funny. And with that, that is the shooting phase. All right, charge phase. The Poxwalkers We're going to declare charge against everything over here. And the Space Marines, ooh, maybe not everything. Maybe not that servo strike turret. Let's see. You know what? We'll go for the servo strike turret. Why not? Let's get ballsy. So, do they make it? They need an 8. They will re-roll. With the 9, they do get it. Now the servo, they are going to spend the 1 CP to have the servo turret shoot Overwatch. Looking for 6s. And there's not even any 1s to re-roll. Not that you could re-roll with them anyways. And we'll come back after they move in. Okay, the first Poxwalkers have run on in. Are looking at doing some damage. So, in order to do this all right, they will spend the last of their 2 command points to do Wrathful Dead and Mutant Strain. So we get to reroll hits, and then 6s cause mortal wounds, 1s cause Poxwalkers to die. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 going into that servo turret. Get 2 attacks each, so there's 8 dice into the servo turret. Here we go. We already have 3 mortal wounds. Rerolling all of these. Okay, so they normally hit on 4s. So this 2 disappears. Wounding. All right, so we've got 3 mortal wounds. Then they are wounding strength 3 versus toughness more than that, so 5s. So there's 3 saves into the servo turret. Servo turret has a 2-up save because he's beastie that way. So 2 ups. You know what? Let's roll it with the right dice. 2 ups, everything goes through, or everything's saved. But he does take 3 mortal wounds. So that takes him from 5 wounds down to 2 wounds. Then we've got just 2 guys going into the captain. That was very poor choosing on my side. But hey, it happens. So 4 attacks. Plus we didn't want the captain to die. Ignis needs to kill the captain. Woo, good thing I'm re-rolling. We'll re-roll it all. So no mortal wounds. 1 Poxwalker does die. We'll take it from this dude on the turret. Then wounding on. So it's -1 because of the awesome plague stuff. So he normally would be toughness 4, but now he's toughness 3. So it is 4s. And we get 2. And then, of course, he is a captain with a relic shield. So 2 ups because there are no AP on improvised weapons. Yeah, that captain took that like the boss he was. And we kind of expected that. So now we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 24 into the Cyrus squad. 24. Let's see if we can do this one-handed. Come here. Haha! Ed's big, fat, meaty hands. So, rolling it in. Sorry about that. So we have 3 mortal wounds already. And we will go ahead and re-roll all of this. Getting 1 more mortal wound. Wow, that dice does not want to stay on the table. But we've lost 1, 2, 3 more Poxwalkers. So we'll take it from these back 3. And then we are hitting on 4s. So we'll come over here and show that we have 4 mortal wounds. All right. Wounding on 4s. So they have to deal Cyrus Blades. They get 2 ups. And 1 does go through. So we are looking at 5 wounds. 4 invuln, yeah, 5 wounds total. So looking at the stratagem that would let them fight as they fall down, that's only for characters. So this guy has died. And that Blade Guard veteran only has 1 wound left. But now we get to see the reprisal. So let's start off with our good friend, the servo turret, because why not? It gets 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Hit both. Strength 4 versus toughness 4, wounding on 3s. No, they are not wholly within a terrain piece. So they are wounding on 3s. 1 wound. Let's see if the Poxwalker survives. He does not. Doink. All right. Our 1 remaining Blade Sergeant, he gets 5 attacks because he was charged. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling 1s. And of course I'd roll 2s. But you know what? Hey, 3 attacks. There we go. Then, with the Master Crafted Bolt Sword, that's Strength 5 versus Toughness 3. So, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. Do 2 Poxwalkers just take it? 2 Poxwalkers do just take it. So, we'll take these 2 Poxwalkers. And then for the main event, the thing we've all been waiting for. The thing we've all been waiting for. Tyrion getting to go, oh, hell no. You did not just do that to my Space Marines. Now, are these guys Heretic Astartes? I don't think so. No. So, we don't get to do all that fun stuff. But he does have 5 attacks normally, going up to 6. Hitting on 2s. And an unmodified wound roll of 6 does 1 mortal wound. Yeah. So here we go. Hitting on 2s. Oh, he mad. He mad. Wounding on with the burning blade, +3. So strength 7. So wounding on 2s. And you know what? He will spend 1 command point to re-roll one of those 1s. That goes through. So that is 5 dead poxwalkers. Do any of them just stand back up? No, they do not. So 5 poxwalkers. Oof, we got to pick this carefully. You know what? They're not too scared of that Cyrus blade. So 5 more poxwalkers have died. So a Ferric loss on the Death Guard side, but they did reduce down those Cyrus Blade Guard veterans. And we will go to Space Marine turn 2. Okay, we are at Space Marine turn 2. We've got Terron there and the fire servo, the proxy servo. Our good Cyrus Blade and our heavy intercessors. Then, of course, our Death Guard forces holding down what they can. So we only get 4 victory points for the Space Marines because they only hold 1 objective. They do get a command point back. And we now go into the that was the heavy doctrine. Now we are into the next doctrine. We'll look it up. And that's it for command phase. We will go to movement phase, which I don't expect much to happen. Yeah, we're only in turn 2. We will go ahead and let these guys kind of rest. And that will be it for the movement phase. Going into the psychic and shooting phase. You know what? No. Our good fire servo will fall back so it can shoot. Okay. So we have our heavy intercessors. They are actually going to take pot shots over here at the Malignant Plaguecaster. Now, you know what? They are going to continue taking shots over here. Try and wipe these guys out since we do only have 3 turns left. So, our heavy squad has 4 executor bolt rifles hitting on 3s. No, 3 executing bolt rifles hitting on 3s. There they go. Wounding on toughness 5, 4. So wounding on 4s. We do get 1 wound. And that is with -2. So just one of them. That takes it to a 5 up. That fells. Normally 2 damage. It's down to 1 damage. And this guy right here with the Melta will take the 1. Then we've got our heavy executioner bolter hitting on 3s. Got 1 in. Wounding on 4s. No. You know what? We will command reroll that. There we go. And that is at -2. So 5 up. And he does save it. All right. Then we have our servo turret. He isn't taking too kindly about what's happened to him. He's going to shoot into the Malignant Plaguecaster since there's no way to do lookout, sir. So hitting on 3s. No, hitting on 4s because he did fall back. So these 3s go there. And then that is strength 7 versus toughness 4 because of the rad zone. So 3s. Oh yeah, all of them went through. So that is 4 at -1. So 4 up saves. So he saved 2. And it is normally 2 damage, so it turns into 1 damage each. He has 4 wounds, so he is down to 2 wounds. Then we go to our good friend Captain with his heavy bolt pistol, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. Does wound. Does a Poxwalker die? He does. And it'll be this guy. All right. Then we go to our sergeant with the Volcolith pistol, or Volcolite. So, going also at the Malignant Plaguecaster, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. No need. Strength 6 versus, or strength 5 versus toughness. Oh, he is just outside of that 9-inch range. Never mind, Shamble Rot does not kill. So, sorry. Hitting on 3s. Gets it. Strength 5 versus toughness 3. That is a mortal wound. In addition. And that's 2 with no AP. So 3 up save. And 1 goes through. And between the mortal wound and that, the Malignant Plaguecaster has fallen. And that was due to the Cyrus Blades. That's interesting. They're going to get points for the ranged kill. And we now go to the charging phase. We will have... You know what? Yeah, we will. We will have the Cyrus Blade Sergeant charge into the Poxwalkers. Definitely gets it. And he's got his 1 wound left. We go into the fight phase. Okay, Death Guard turn 3. They do get a command point, and they will immediately spend it for the Dead Walk again. So, rolling 7 dice. And every 3 up is a new Poxwalker. So, 4 Poxwalkers just magically reappeared. And then we go to movement and psychic. Oh, no, they score another 8 victory points, bringing them up to 16. Now we go into movement phase. Okay, after that movement, we saw Ignis the Worm get closer to his targets. We saw the Plague Marines just consolidate better into cover. And the Poxwalkers appear. Now we go to shooting phase. We got the 2 Blight Launchers. They both hit. They both wound. Looking for 4 ups. Oh yeah, Space Marines care not. Plasma gun. Ooh, good thing it wasn't charged. Bolt gun. That does hit. And we're looking at toughness on those heavies. Toughness 5, so 4 does not wound. Okay, then we go to Ignis. He's going to shoot everything into the servo turret. So 2d6 shots. Oh, for 11. Ouch. So 11 shots. Automatically hitting. So that does have minus. So you can only have roll modifiers of -1. Can you have toughness modifiers? We're going to go with just you can only modify by 1 until we double check the rules. But still, that's going to be rough. So that is strength 5 versus toughness. Normally 5, but drop down to 4. So wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s because they're plagues. All right, so these 2 disappear. And you have this many. So 4 minus 2 AP. So 8 4-ups. And that is not enough. And that servo turret dies to Ignis the Worm. That's rough. All right, then we go into charging phase. And Ignis will definitely charge in. Yeah, he's good. All right, Ignis going for the attack. He gets 5 attacks with his Plague Claw. Normally hitting on 2s, but hitting 3 because it's a Power Claw. Not getting to re-roll himself. Then that is strength 8 versus toughness 3. So wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds. Or 3 wounding rolls. And that goes to -3. So 3 4-ups. Oh no. We will re-roll that. Come on, 4-up. Nope. And Ignis the Worm takes out the last of the Cirrus Blades. And he will not consolidate. The Poxwalkers have nobody to attack. And we will go to turn 3 Space Marines. Turn 3 Space Marines, and this is not looking good. Poor Tyrion has lost his Cyrus Blades and the Servo Strike turret. He only has the Heavy Intercessors, and they're in a duel to try and table these Plague Marines so that they can get the Angels of Death agenda. So, command phase, they gain the command point back. We will now go into movement phase. All right, they are actually opting to chill there just because with the heavy weapons, we do not want to have to deal with the -1 to hit with how disastrous things are going for the Space Marines. So, going with the Heavy Intercessors, we have 3 of the Executor Bolt Rifles. They all hit, surprisingly. Wounding on 3s. They all wound. And that is with a -2. So -1 because of cover. Giving them a 4-up save. Wow. All right. But that does do 1 damage because it drops down from 2. And that does kill the Melta Plague Marine. Then we have the Heavy Executor Bolt Rifle. Oh, no. The Space Marines are just rough. Not having a good time about this. And we'll go to our captain with his bolt pistol. And he's not core, so he doesn't get to re-roll that. Charge phase. Oh, man. Oh, wait. Nope. At the end of the movement phase, we've got Shamble Rot to deal with. So, looking for a 5-up. It does. So, Shamble Rot does do damage. And 1 mortal wound, but the Relic Shield is there. Tell us the Relic Shield will save. On a 4-up, that mortal wound. Roll on the right dice. Reroll that. Oh, man. So that is 1 mortal wound, bringing the captain down to 5 because of Shamble Rot. All right, we then go to charge phase, and we are left with an interesting position. He's going to get flamed anyways if he stands there. So he will do a double charge. But he doesn't have to worry about Overwatch because they use their 1 last CP to bring back those Poxwalkers. So he's going to go right here. Get in there. He normally gets 5 attacks, so he will get 6 because he charged. Hitting on 2s. Does hit everything. Strength is going to be strength 7 versus toughness 4 because they are out in the open in this irradiated wasteland. So 3s. Wow, really? Okay, we'll spend our last command point. Reroll 1 of these 1s. But we do get a mortal wound in. Oh, yes, because of the Paragon. So, we do get a mortal wound in. But that is it. So, 1 save. 1 4-up save. This is going to hurt. And he handles it like a boss. That's just... Oh, that's bad. That is so bad. Okay, Ignis. Getting his 5 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Wow, 1s. Please tell me it's Plague. Plague Claw. It is a Plague weapon. So that is 3 attacks. We need 3 4-up saves. Oh no. Oh no. And that is only 4 damage. That's pretty impressive. So Tyrion's only got 1 wound left. Then we go to these guys over here. They're going to shuffle in. So we got 10 attacks. Yep, 10 attacks. Hitting on 3s, 4s. So they don't get to re-roll. But they are also wounding on 3s. No, wounding on 4s, sorry. And only 1 wound goes through. 2 up. No way. No. No, it is not happening again. It is not happening again. Okay, so the Poxwalkers secure the kill of Tyrion. Let's see. He's 5 power level. Oh, the servo turret was the big one. So, okay, we're cool. All right. So, this guy will get the agenda. And I think at this point, we will just go ahead and call it GG. The poor Space Marines just got slammed. Probably not the best loadout. I wanted to see what that Fire Strike servo turret will do, and it didn't do much, not against the Horde. And at the bottom of turn 3 on the Space Marine turn, they just get slapped. And we will go to finishing touches. Okay, we've got to do some out of action text. So for Virus Megapulp, oh, he barely survives. For the Captain Taron, he's good. For the Cyrus Blades, they're good. For the Fire Strike Servo Proximus, he's barely good too. So no battle scars this time. And welcome to the post-battle statistics for the first battle at Chromyd. The Death Guard Igneous Plague is 2 for 2 on their battles. They do not get a virulence point because after checking the rules and the details on the agenda, the heavy intercessors were actually power level 7. The captain was 5 and the servo turret was 6. So they were not able to complete that agenda. They now are sitting at 3 requisition points. We'll see what they want to do with them before the next battle. Ignis is now sitting with 2 units destroyed this battle, 3 in total, giving him an XP point. He was not able to do Turn Their Hope into Rot, but as the victor with the most destroyed units, he gets 3 XP from the mission, bringing him up to Bloodied now with a total of 6, so we'll go ahead and do his battle honors and other stuff before the next mission, because I want to look that up and study it anyways. And then we have Virus Megapulp. He's fought in 2 battles and survived in 0, but we're going to go ahead and give him the Marked for Greatness, bringing his XP up to 5. Fulgoyle Squad, again, survived this battle where they didn't last time, so they're 1 for 2. And their XP is now up to 5 from being Marked for Greatness last turn. And of course, the first Poxwalkers don't get a lot of that cool XP stuff, but they did kill somebody with a melee weapon, and that brings them up to 3. Then we go ahead and go on over to the Space Marines. They are now 0 for 1 on the battle. They've got 3 requisition points now. We'll see what they do after the 2 they got from the first strike. Talon was the one marked for greatness in this battle, bringing his XP up to 4. He fought a battle and did not survive it, unfortunately. Heavy Squad fought in the battle and survived. They're now sitting at 1 XP. The Cyrus Blades were able to kill somebody surprisingly with the ranged weapon, that Neo-Volkite pistol. They're at 1 XP. And finally, the Proximus Fire Strike servo turret. It fought in the battle, did not survive. It's got 1 XP. And that is it for our first battle in the Book of Rust campaign. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to the next videos.